Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today I want to take a look at some of these Universe 6 EZAs. I know we got Jir in there too, but we all know Jir's pretty bad. I might do a showcase on him, but I'm really curious about the U6 units. So we've got Champa, Bota, Magetta, and Frost. And so what I figured I would do is, I know I could probably get more out of these units individually if I run them on separate teams. Like Champa, for example, like for he himself to look his best, he has to be kind of like on a Beerus Realm of God setup. But I actually want to run these units just cohesively on a Universe 6 KL team and just see how they're looking. So we're going to look at Champa, we're going to look at Frost, and we're going to look at Bota Magetta. So let's go ahead and take a look at their kits very quickly. Champa is the one I'm actually most excited about because I love having good support units. So we will see how good Champa is looking. I know he will vary a lot because he has like a % chance for him to actually have a good attack stat or not. I don't really care about his attack stat, right? I just hope he's defensive enough to kind of tank a little bit while supporting. So let's take a look at Champa. Champa is a 130 lead for U6, not anything you'll ever use. He raises defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and lowers defense. And then his passive is defense 160, defense 120 when attacking. So that's good. He's going to get more defense on attack. U6 category allies key to attack and defense 40, and another attack and defense 20 when HP is 60% or less at start of turn, which I don't really... I hate the HP restrictions, to be honest. I really don't like it. He has a high chance of attack 400, a medium chance of attack 600, and a rare chance to crit built in, right? So my build is kind of... I have to really fix this build. My build is actually terrible. This is a really old build where, for whatever reason, I gave him a bunch of crit. He needs to be like full dodge build, probably. Full dodge and then maybe additional, right? And I haven't really put a lot of equips on him. So I will do that a little bit later, but we'll look at just like an average looking Champa here in terms of equips. But he is max links, right? Let's look at Frost next. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and lowers attack. He's got key 3, launches an additional, has a high chance of being a super, and a high chance of performing a crit for 6 turns. Attack and defense 160, plus another attack 180 and defense 120, with a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when performing a super. So he gets a lot of attack on super. Okay. So very simple kit, right? And obviously this Frost doesn't look very good, and we're going to put him in a really good situation because he has perfect links with the tech Frost. So yeah, we're going to have a perfect linking partner who's also supporting. So we're going to try to make this Frost look godly, and I still don't think he's going to be good enough. But Bota Magetta, I think most people would agree, is probably the best of the batch, and it's because he's defensive, right? So he's just an int 100 lead, nothing big there, but he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage, and he's got a 6-turn defense raise. So I probably will keep Bota Magetta on rotation with Kale is probably what I'll do. And then the other rotation, I'm actually going to do a Frost rotation just so I can see Frost. And then I think we're just going to float Champa is what we're going to have to do here. But this guy, because you really want to focus on that 6-turn stack, we're going to keep him. And I think people would use this guy as the slot 1 unit that Kale kind of needs, right? So he's key plus 3, attack and defense 160, another defense 10% per U6 category ally on the team. Guards all attacks if you have a Universe 6 category ally attacking the same turn, or if HP is 80% or less at start of turn. Medium chance of launching an additional super within the same turn, plus an additional attack and defense 60 for 3 turns after receiving an attack. So there's a lot going on here, but he's basically going to be guaranteed guarding. He's going to get a defense buff when he gets hit, and he can stack defense for 6 turns. I think he's actually be kind of crazy, to be honest. And you can see I went all in on dodge and defense equips, because that is what this guy is bent on doing. So you can see very heavy defensive equips there. I've got what? A level 5 bronze, a level 3 silver, and a level 4 gold defense equip on my boy Bota Magetta. So I did build him up pretty well. So turn 1 here, we're just floating Frost. He is getting 3 links. So with Frost floating here, he is at 148k defense, not really that great, but he does get a big chunk on super. We're just going to attack through and see what happens here, so we'll let Kale do that. We do have LR, Kale, and Caulifla here. I'm sure we'll get the 24 key, why not? And then Frost will just attack here. All right, let's see what Frost is going to do here. We're going to float Frost over because we have Tech Frost on the other rotation. And then we're probably going to have to float Bota Magetta to get him over to this side. I mean, I suppose actually I could just keep Bota Magetta on the other rotation. I might actually do that. And then just leave them linked up with Frost. Actually is what I might do. Because he probably links better with Frost anyways than Kale. I'd have to double check that. We'll see. All right, let's see here. We definitely need to see. Oh, yeah. Frost is for sure going to get an attack here. We'll let these girls kind of go crazy and do their thing. I think these girls actually kind of got a buff with Anniversary because I think there are going to be some... There are some new hard content with Pure Saiyans on it. So that these guys get kind of a buff against Pure Saiyans. And I think Tech Caulifla is going to be very good in there. I guess for the stages you can dodge. So 8 million for Frost. I do hear they cancel a lot of dodge in the new stages. So yeah, the reason why Frost is bad is, I mean, sure, 8 and 9 million for like a banner unit, pretty decent. But it's like, he's just a damage dealer, right? And so the problem with Frost is you have to compare him to Dokkan Fest and LRs and, you know, Carnival units, because those are the type of units you're competing with for your on-rotation attackers. And while that 8 or 9 mil does actually seem good for what he is, like, would you rather use him or would you rather be using, you know, the new LR Gogeta, you know, Carnival Gogeta and the LR Broly, right? These guys are doing like 20 mil attack stats, and they're way better defensively, right? Okay, so here we're actually going to, I guess we'll leave Kale and float. No, let's leave Champa on rotation, sure. Only one link, huh? Okay, Frost does link better with that, but well, sure, we'll try Champa in slot 1 at 145k. Tech Frost, I mean, sure, whatever. We'll grab that with Champa. We'll see if we're going to get, you know, a big attack stat here or not. Once again, he only has chances for it to proc, so it's either really weak, kind of strong. We'll see what he's got here. Yeah, taking damage there. Okay, 8 million. So, Champa just jumping on 8 million with only one link. I feel like that's the 600% attack. So Champa can put up some numbers, right? And he's supporting. I do like Champa. It's just, and really, really hard content, I don't know that he's going to be able to fly unless you get lucky with your dodging. Because his defense definitely isn't good enough. All right, let's see what we got here. So this here. All right, so let me see. Bota Magetta. Okay, 3 links with Kale. Sure, so we're going to leave Bota Magetta here. So Bota Magetta at 214k defense with guarding. Remember, he's going to get another buff when he gets hit, and he stacks defense. So we're going to, from here out on, we're going to leave Bota Magetta here in slot 1, and we're just going to let him cook a little bit. And I don't think his damage is going to be good, but that's okay. He's just meant to be a wall for Kale. So this is going to be an exact example of what we want to see here. So we got a defense buff there. We got the dodge, 4 million. Dude, I'll even take the 4 million for Bota Magetta. You know, like, I see Bota Magetta, he's pretty much like the Aider of this team. If you think about how Aider operates on the Dragon Ball Saga team, what does Aider do? He's a defensive wall, and he can hit like 4 to 5 mil attack stats. I think that's what we're going to see here from Bota Magetta. Let's see if he eats the super. Okay, 64k isn't that bad, right? And he was guarding, and he's only gotten 1 super to stack up. I do probably need to give Bota Magetta more additional, huh? That's probably the change I need to make with him, because I want additionals to stack that defense. But I don't really want to change his equips, because I give him all the defense equips. So I might just leave him, actually. I could sacrifice some of his natural dodge for additionals, though, right? We'll see how I feel about it. I don't know that I'm going to be using Bota Magetta a ton at this time. But I think once U6 starts getting more buffs, and I'm actually running Kale's team, I mean, Bota Magetta is probably going to be a staple on Kale's team until they get enough buffs that they don't need them, which I'm super excited for STR Kale, STR Kefla, Tech Caulifla. Like, there's some big-time Easy A's coming for U6, so I think their time is going to be coming. All right, well, let's dude, this is going to be STR Frost's turn right here. He's starting at 210k, right? He does get a 30% defense raise there. And then he's getting, what, 120 there. So he's looking very similar to, like, that Int Krillin I just did. So, sure, he's going to be, like, 450 to 500k defense after Super. I am going to stick him in slot 1 here. Because I guess I trust him more than the Tech Frost, right? But this is going to be his best turn, right? He's double supported right here. He's got, what, 7 out of 7 links, right? I mean, this is like a godly turn for him. Sure, let's see what happens here. Hopefully we don't get killed. Okay, this might do damage. Yeah, 70k normals. 13 million. I mean, okay, if we really jack this guy up, I will admit, I can't think of many just normal banner units doing 13 million. But once again, he can do all the damage he wants if he can't tank anything. I guess I've seen worse, though. Like, I guess he's okay. And he does bring out the best in this guy. Hitting 6 million is pretty good for him. But he's not that defensive either, right? Like, these Frost units are just... They needed more out of those. And then, okay, Champa now, you see the disparity. He went from, like, 8 million down to 3 million. So I feel like this is either the lower buff or... That might have been no buff at all, actually, for how much we lost there. And Champa, what's Champa eating here? 420. Oh, and we died. Nice. So you can see here, not the greatest. I do want to hop back in because I want to see Bota Magetta a bit more. So I'm going to hop back in with the same team. I guess I got to make sure I use items a little bit, right? But yeah, we'll hop into that same fight. I think we can handle it. You can see that was from my Krillin showcase. Let's hop in again. Let's hopefully get Bota Magetta right away. Okay, we're going to have him on turn 2. We're going to really focus on getting Bota Magetta stacked up here. And I definitely can't do this Frost rotation. Might have to float both of them, right? Let's do, I guess, Kale in slot 1. Sure. We'll do this. Let's see what we get out of Champa here. Champa's only got... Champa is interesting because he really does not link well with the U6 units, right? He links a lot better with these Beerus units. But he's a Universe 6 support. Oh, okay. So it's open and Kale just gets blown up. Sure, let's hop in again. So you can see, not the craziest team here. I mean, Kale, to her credit, she's not a defensive god until after transforming, and she's definitely good, but not in slot 1. All right, we'll try again. If I have to just Ghost Usher, I got to use my items. I'm like, I don't think I need to. Okay, Bota Magetta turn 1. This is good. So we will do Bota Magetta slot 1. This will be better, because like I said, I got to see him with some stacks. Because I think Bota Magetta is going to be crazy, and we really haven't seen enough out of him. So yeah, 240k defense here. This is a nice turn for Bota Magetta. All right, so he's going to get hit, get more defense. And then we got to get his 6-turn stacking. Maybe we can get lucky and get an additional, but I think I only have him at like 6 additional. Of course, he's going to get supered immediately. He's definitely going to tank this a lot better, though, because he's guarding and all that. Yeah, 70k. And then 4.5 million. Okay. Let's see if we can get an additional here to get an extra defense stack. Probably not. Yeah. I do want to give him more additional. I'd like to get him maybe to 15. But then I got to sacrifice the dodge, which maybe would be okay. Maybe he is like defensive enough that I don't need to go the big time dodge build on him. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to stress about it too much until I decide I'm going to be using him a lot. As you can see, this team needs some help, right? Like, I feel like I don't know, Champa and Frost needed to be more defensive. Obviously, I'm impressed with Frost damage. Like, being able to put up 13 million for what he is pretty good. But it's just when you're dead weight defensively, it kind of doesn't matter. All right, here's Champa with the 8 mil shot. Champa, I'm sure, like, linked up with the Beerus unit or, like, Vados, probably can put up, like, 15 mils. I wouldn't doubt it, right? All right, so what do we do here? I guess we've got the Frost rotation. Let's do it. Let's watch STR Frost cook a little bit. Now, missing that extra support, he is going to dip a lot because he gets so much damage on super that the support affects it more. 12 mil, actually, that's still pretty good. 12 million for Frost. I mean, I do, once again, I like the damage. I like the big crit there. I mean, he can put some work in. I don't know. I guess Frost is okay. I actually think he's a little better than what I thought he was going to be. You know, because, like, after super, he is probably, like, 450k defense, which I think he's just... I think this team right now, and, like, Frost himself, like, some of these, you just have to consider teams and characters that you just run in mid-level content, right? It's just going to be tough to run them in high-end red zone. And I would say this is kind of like a mid-level stage we're doing. And I think you can get by. All right, let's do Bota Magetta here in slot 1. Yeah, dude, now we're at 446k defense. And he's still stacking defense. So, and with the guard, now we're looking a little bit better. Now I think he eats a super pretty well here in slot 1. Yeah, I want him to take one. Let's see what he takes here. He should eat this pretty good. This is a 750k super. Yeah, he ate it for 100k. So that's not too bad. He can eat some damage. 3.9 million. He's definitely not as tanky as Ader is, but... All right, here's a double. This is good. His defense is going to be fire next turn. All right, so I'm going to make sure if I even doubt it in the slightest, I'm going to use items on the next turn. I might just pop a Ghost Usher so I know that we get to another Bota Magetta turn. Like I said, I just got to see him stack a little bit. It is good running on the stage, though, just to see how some of these units can get smacked up so bad. I think, once again, Universe 6, I already talked about some really big-time EZAs they've got coming. But then you've also got, they did a standalone Kale. I would not doubt that they do a standalone Caulifla. Right? So we could get that standalone Caulifla. AGL Kale's still definitely good enough to run. Yeah, double digits there. See, she's good after Super. And once again, when she transforms, then she can go slot 1. These girls are interesting. I think in the right type of fight. And once again, I haven't looked at 9th anniversary, but if any of those fights are like a Universal Survival Saga Goku or Vegeta, they are going to cook. Because they're going to stack defense so fast with all the guaranteed additionals they're going to get. Wow, see, even there, they ate a lot of damage, right? They definitely need time to stack up. All right, so we got another Champa turn here. This is definitely a Ghost Usher, so we'll just do that. And then we'll let, oh, and I attacked the wrong enemy. All right, we got to attack the invincible one. All right, let's let STR Frost cook here a little bit. So Frost now, yeah, 200k defense. Yeah, he's probably close to 500k after Super. And then Champa. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, almost 15 million for Frost. I mean, all right, I do have to admit, I think I did underestimate Frost a little bit. Because his damage is really good. And if he is actually getting like 450, 500k, I'll have to check. I don't know if Halvard on Twitter has done defense calcs on him. I'll have to check. But dude, 10 mil for that Frost? I've never seen Tech Frost hit 10 mil. All right, and then 5.4. So I think we've seen the range of Champa in this situation. He's got like, he was what, 3.4? Now he's 5.4, and then we've seen the 8 mil. So the 8 mil we know is like the high end, right? And we've got some Kales here. So let's do this. Let's actually transform one of the Kales. We're going to leave Bota Magetta in slot 1. Kale's going to be cooking linked up with herself. Bota Magetta, 400k defense here. Okay, I wonder if he got defense down. Oh, no. The reason why he dipped is because his 3 turn. So he's 400k without his defense for getting hit. So he's going to probably be, what, maybe 600k? Because he gets when he gets hit. Because that wore off, right? So he's getting another 60% when he gets hit, and it's multiplicative, I think. So, yeah, his defense after getting hit, he's going to be pretty unstoppable here. This actually, he should tank just fine. Yep. And then, yep, you saw the marker there. So now we won't see it. So next turn, I got to see one more defense stat from Bota Magetta after getting hit. And then that 2-turn stack from last turn should still be on for next turn. So let me get one more turn with him. I'm expecting a 5 to 600k defensive stat with guarding, which is pretty good. And Champa, I don't know how I feel about Champa. I just feel like I like this support. I don't mind his attack mechanic because, like, if he always hit 3.4 as a support unit, I don't care. If he hits 8 mil as a support unit, that's like great. That's a bonus. But defensively, I just don't know that he has enough, right? It's so funny. Like, all these units just remind me of how good STR Yamcha is, right? Because it's like, okay, I think of what Bota Magetta is doing, right? So after stacking, after getting hit on his best turn, he might be 5 to 600k with guard. Well, Yamcha's just that turn 1. He just super attacks and he's 500k defense with guard, right? And then I look at, Champa, he's got this weird attack passive where he can get 3 different attack stats, 3.4, 5 point something, or 8 point something. And it's like, well, Yamcha's just always hitting like 5, 6, 7 mil anyways, just consistently. So he's got like Champa's best turns offensively combined with Bota Magetta's best turns defensively after stacking up. He's just like that turn 1. Like, dude, what is STR Yamcha? I can't go 2 seconds with talking about how good STR Yamcha is. All right, let's get through another Frost turn here. I want to see one more Bota Magetta stat, and then we'll wrap up. We got some nice healing there, by the way. Yeah, and then 12.3 for STR Frost. Yeah, I don't know. STR Frost is actually, like, not the worst. And with the stunning ability, I mean, there are stages when you take advantage of that, I suppose. Red Zone Cell, Super Battle Road, stuff like that. 8.6, like getting decent stats out of this guy. They just need to make this Tech Frost way better whenever he Easy A's. And then 7 million for these guys. I do wish they would have just went crazy with Cal and Caulifla. Why not have just made them the best unit in the game again on Easy A? No one would have been mad at that. They definitely needed more. They didn't get enough of a buff. They needed like some built-in guard or something. They needed something. I think built-in guard would have been enough for them. Because then like with their stacking defense, because they're, you know, them as a raw defensive unit, their defense has to get to like over 1 million, right, to like be good. But if they had guard, then it's like, no, you get like 500k and you're good. All right, let's get another stat here from Bota Magetta. Okay, never mind, I take that back. So Yamcha's not quite hitting this. 850k defense. So this is, once again, with that buff from getting hit. Oh my god. Yeah, that is a multiplicative 60% right there. Dude, Bota Magetta on this turn, I don't think anything in the game can kill him. 850k defense with guard is pretty dang stellar. So go ahead, Zamasu and Goku Black, throw your worst at us and see if we care. Oh, did I make it so... I did. I made it so Champa's not going to get a super here. Champa, I do notice, struggles for ki on this team. He always needs 4. All right, this is for sure nothing. Oh, and he dodged anyways. And this will be what? Yeah, single digits, sure. And then 4.5 million. So anyways, guys, there you go. There's the Universe 6 trio. Let me know which one of them is your favorite. Definitely Bota Magetta is the most viable unit. I would say that I underestimated Frost a little bit. And I like Champa for being a support unit. I just wish he was a little bit better defensively. So you guys let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.